Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm really excited because today I am going to be talking all about the new Nomad Cosmetics America's Route 66 eyeshadow palette. We're going to do swatches. We're going to do a deep dive into all of the shades and the names, and then I'm going to do 2 looks. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think and consider joining the community because I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? We're just peachy. I've got some company here. The boys are in here because there's a thunderstorm, and so they're just hanging out with me, but it is a Saturday. I did see some videos go up already of this palette, and I did put up a reel, but I was like, no, I'm getting my review together this time because I've been missing the Nomad palette. So I'm so happy that I had a chance to get this one up and do some research on the shade names. I love when I get a chance to do that. If you're new here, my name is Kara. I'm on a makeup journey. I have been, and we're going to continue on. If you like chatting about makeup and also everything other than makeup, consider joining this family because we talk about everything over here, and today is all about Nomad Cosmetics. If you're new to Nomad Cosmetics, they are an indie makeup brand. They are cruelty-free and vegan, and they come out with mainly eyeshadow palettes, all based on their travel destinations. Every palette that they create is designed on location wherever they are in the world. It is so detailed, the thought that they put into their palettes, from the packaging to the name of the palette to the shades to the embossings that they put on the eyeshadow shades or whatever product it is that they're creating. Today we're going to get into the America's Route 66 palette, and I do hope that you will love learning about each shade name and why they chose it for this palette. This came in the PR package, and I thought that was cute, the license tag. Come with us on a road trip of a lifetime through historic Route 66 with all its quirky stops and stunning landscapes. We hope you are inspired by the feelings of freedom, adventure, and nostalgia to create road trip looks you love. Cheers to your road of dreams. Felicia and Auntie, Nomad co-founders. That's the message on the back, like a little postcard, and they do that with all of their palettes. The destination is Route 66, Mother Road, or Main Street America, whichever nickname you give it. America's Route 66 is more than just a highway. It is an iconic part of U.S. history that symbolizes freedom, adventure, and the American dream. Stretching over 2,000 miles from Chicago to Los Angeles, this legendary route embodies a unique slice of Americana, with historic gas stations, motels, diners, and drive-in theaters along the route. Route 66 continues to live in the collective consciousness as a representation of liberty, nostalgia, and a good old-fashioned road trip. This palette has a breathtaking blend of warm sun-baked hues and earthy classics, refreshing sky shades and cacti greens, sprinkled with quirky shimmers in neon sign colors, all inspired by the iconic Route 66. 10 memorable mattes, 4 scenic shimmers, and 4 bright as neon sign sparkles. They always support a cause that is dear to the location. This time they are supporting the Nature Conservancy and their work to maintain the health of the iconic prairies of the central U.S. Then this palette is going to launch on Tuesday, May 6th around 12:01 AM EST, and I believe it is $49. I do have a code. The code is FRIZZFACE. It is not affiliated, so I don't make anything from it, but you would save 10% if you choose to purchase this palette. This palette cover is a collage of iconic stops along Route 66. Now that I've done the research, I recognize many of these as shade names on the palette. Here is the palette. I know I already showed it from the Nomad photos itself, but I've definitely gotten into this palette and rubbed off some of the embossings. I just love the mix here of neutrals and the playful shimmers. There are a lot of shades in here that I would wear. For those who aren't familiar, I used to wear a lot of colorful shadows. I did a lot with indie makeup, and I still love my indie. My challenge lately has been to incorporate all of my indiness into my more neutral aesthetic, and this palette is going to be a perfect one to do that because I can do a little bit of everything with this one. So without further ado, we're gonna get into the swatch portion of this video. I'm gonna show you 2 looks. Oh, and with the swatches, you're gonna get a history of Route 66. We'll do the 2 looks and then I will come back to wrap it up at the end and let you know what I think about this palette. All right, friends, welcome to the swatch portion of this video. I'm so excited to do this because I actually had time to sit down and do some research on these beautiful shades. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. All of these shades are tied to the history, culture, and landmarks that you will see if you travel Route 66, which is also known as the Main Street of America. The first shade is On the Road Again, which is a classic song by Willie Nelson that captures the spirit of travel and freedom. It's often associated with Route 66 road trips. Next is Gemini Giant, a towering muffler man statue in Wilmington, Illinois, dressed as a spaceman. It's a famous kitschy photo op on Route 66. Hi, you about to take a shower?
No.
Oh.
What is it? But anyways, I need help. I don't know where the shells are.
What shells?
The taco shells.
They're out there.
I don't see them.
You have to look around because they're there and then bring them to me. Next is the Gateway Arch, located in St. Louis, Missouri. This 630-foot monument symbolizes the westward expansion of the U.S. Route 66 passes nearby. This boy better find these taco shells. Here he comes.
I brought them to you.
No. If I find him, you owe me money.
Bet.
He didn't even try to look for those shells. So now he has to take his shower first. Marsh Bridge likely refers to Marsh Arc Bridges, a series of reinforced concrete rainbow arc bridges designed by James Marsh, once common on old Route 66. Blue Whale, a large whimsical whale sculpture on a pond in Catoosa, Oklahoma, and a beloved roadside attraction on Route 66. Main Street America is a nickname for Route 66, referencing its role in connecting small towns across the country and representing the heart of American travel culture. That's a cute little palette right here, truth be told. Go West, a historic American model symbolizing adventure and manifest destiny. Travelers on Route 66 historically headed west for opportunity.
Can I get soda with my dinner?
Can you get what?
A soda with my dinner?
No, you can get soda. What kind of soda? Yeah.
Okay.
Munger Moss refers to Munger Moss Motel, a vintage Route 66 motel in Lebanon, Missouri, still operating and decorated with neon. El Rancho, a historic hotel in Gallup, New Mexico, famous for hosting Hollywood stars during the Route 66 heyday. Blue Swallow, the Blue Swallow Motel in Tucumcari? I don't even know how to say this. Hold on. We're going to have to, let me see. Because you know what I'm not doing. Sounded like Boo Boo the Fool. Oh. Tucumcari. See, doesn't take that long because I was not going to be sounding a mess. The Blue Swallow Motel in Tucumcari, New Mexico is one of Route 66's most iconic and well-preserved motels with classic neon signage. Rest Haven could refer to Rest Haven Court in Springfield, Missouri, a vintage motor court that once served Route 66 travelers. Scenic Byway. Route 66 is now classified in parts as a scenic byway, highlighting its cultural, historic, and aesthetic value. Road of Dreams, a poetic nickname for Route 66, symbolizing the road to hope, opportunity, and the American dream. Cadillac Ranch, an art installation near Amarillo, Texas, featuring half-buried Cadillacs nose down in the ground. Visitors are encouraged to add graffiti. Waiting for the light. I want to go to that. That sounds fun. Comet 2, a classic New Mexican diner in Santa Rosa, still serving travelers on Route 66. Winslow, a small town in Arizona made famous by the Eagles song Take It Easy. Tourists love to stand on the corner. I don't know what that means. I gotta listen to the song. Roy's Diner. Located in Amboy, California, this iconic Route 66 gas station and cafe is known for its vintage neon sign and desert location. End of the trail refers to Santa Monica Pier, California, considered the western terminus of Route 66, where many travelers symbolically finish their journey. How cool is this palette, y'all? So that's the bottom row, and then we have the top and middle rows. I'm trying to look at y'all through the thing. This is beautiful. I'll be honest, the only two kind of outlier shades are these two, but I see why they included them. But if I took these two out, and that, whatever. All the shades are pertinent. So I'm really happy with this color story. I think it is great. I'm not sure how many looks we're doing because I haven't got that far yet. But we are definitely going to play around with this palette right now. All right, y'all, let's get into this first look. I'm taking the shade Roy's Diner on a fluffy brush, and I am just going to put this all over both lids. Next, I'm taking Scenic Byway, and I am concentrating that in the outer corner, and then I am going to spread it out into the crease. For today's shimmer, I'm taking the shade Marsh Bridge and I'm tapping it lightly in the center of the eye to give it a wet look. Next, I'm taking the shade Main Street America and I'm using a fluffy brush to blend it all together. For the inner corner, I'm taking the shade Road of Dreams and I'm just tapping that into the inner corner with a pencil brush. Finishing the look with my Grande Lash Mascara. Let me know what you think about the final look. It's been some time that I played in color, but I love it. For the second look, I want to go into something that's neutral and smoky. I'm going to start with Gemini Giant all over the lid using a fluffy brush. Next, I'm taking Go West on that same brush and focusing it more into the crease and outer corner. I'm taking a crease brush and going into On the Road Again, and I'm focusing that more on the outer corner and also in the crease. For my shimmer, I'm using Comet 2 and I'm tapping that on the center of the lid and lightly tapping Winslow on top of that. To make this eye look smoky, I'm going into Cadillac Ranch and I'm focusing that on the upper lash line and the outer corner. Using a shader brush, I'm going into Go West and I'm sweeping that under the lower lash line. Once again, for the inner corner highlight, I'm taking my pencil brush and going into Road of Dreams. I thought brown mascara would be a nice touch to this look, so I'm using one by Tarte. And here is look number 2. Let me know which one was your favorite. All right, everyone, I do hope that you enjoyed both of these looks. I actually love both of them. Of course, I'm a little more partial to the neutral look, but what I like about this one is the smokiness of it with that deep shade. I think that just added an extra oomph to it, and I love the brown mascara with it. But I really also do love that minty blue look as well. I didn't wear this look out anywhere, but I did get some compliments on the minty blue-green look. So happy with both of the looks. Let me know what you think about the palette. Overall, I think this is another win for Nomad. They have not had any misses that I can think of in the last couple of years. Even if it wasn't a color story that I loved, there really hasn't been a miss in my book for Nomad. I am always looking forward to seeing what they are going to do next. What I really like most about this palette is that usually their summer palettes have been a bit bright, vibrant, and colorful. And even a few years back, they were a little too colorful, like for my taste. Quality has always been great, but they just weren't colors that I was using. This one just gave me the perfect balance. I've got my neutrals, I've got some murky shades here, I have blues, greens, I have a pink if I want to be daring, a bright blue. But I love this color story. I think there is something for everyone in this palette. And as per usual, the quality is great. I would just say with the mattes, make sure you tap off your brush. They are a little powdery. I'm not sure if they're always powdery like that. I really can't remember, but the Nomad mattes are always excellent, and these are excellent as well. I really don't care about stuff like that. So overall, this is a win. Another really beautiful palette from Nomad Cosmetics, and I just love the Western vibe and all of the history that comes with this palette. I haven't done it as much as I have in the past, but I do love when I take the time to research the shade names and why they chose the colors and the names that they choose for their palettes, because it adds a lot more meaning to the palette. It really lets me know how much care, how much thought, and just all of the work that Nomad puts into their palettes. So I am always thankful and grateful to Nomad for sending me their palettes, and I am so glad that I'm able to do this video. This is going to launch on Tuesday, May 6th around 12 AM EST. It is going to be $49, I believe, and you can use the code FRIZZFACE to save 10%. Again, that code is not affiliated, but it will save you 10%. So again, let me know your thoughts on the America's Route 66 eyeshadow palette. I'd love to keep the conversation going in the comments below. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. You know it always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and you know I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Go on, blow up your